of the National Assembly, that is the Senate. There was a sharp disagreement. Politics was on as to the voting for an order to rearrange the presidential, the general elections. In actual fact, not until 1999, the style in this country was that you have the governorship election first, the state, same day with the state houses of assembly, and then some days, weeks after that, there will be the presidential election. This was changed in 1999, really, when after the 1999 election, 2003 rather, it was changed, and then we began to have the presidential election first in all the elections. That was what INEC, the Independent National Electoral Election, also stuck to when they released the 2019 election timetable, coming first with the presidential election. But in recent times, the National Assembly, both houses of the National Assembly, decided to have a revert of this schedule, having the governorship and the National Assembly to come first, while the presidential election will come first. Well, they have different reasons for it. Some said, well, the presidential election has either affected the performance of the other ones. Some of the presidents, after winning their election, they just go asleep, not caring about what happens to those of them who have also campaigned for it. Well, there are some other groups who also felt the attempt to change it is a target on President Muhammadu Buhari. Whatever your position is, politics is a play, there's no doubt about it, but it almost got to a walkout stage. The number is high, that's why it is significant, about 50 disagree really, so that's almost about 50-50. But the President of the National Assembly has to use his powers to ensure that there was no vote. Perhaps it will have been defeated. And we ask the question, why do we need this uproar over an election timetable?
Well, many have called it a distraction. Many have called it an attempt to actually muzzle the president, to actually give so many members of the National Assembly some respite. Some of them are having cases in court. So there is a case of federal government versus Dele. There's also the corruption trial of the Senate president himself. Also many other corruption cases. That is in the realm of speculation. But political watchers would say you cannot rule that out. There will always be this type of horse trading, especially towards a general election. And Mr. President might have to lobby these National Assembly members if he doesn't want this to settle. But the deal has been done already. But some can say Mr. President might refuse to assent to that bill. Well, don't forget the Constitution has also made it clear that after 60 days, if Mr. President fails to assent to it, then it becomes law.
Yeah, the National Assembly can also, and they have threatened to also use that power if Mr. President fails to assent to it. All right, we will try and get into the National Assembly and speak with some of the representatives from Ogun State here to get their own opinion where they stand on this issue. But in the meantime, let's go straight to one of the political parties. Kayode Jacobs is the National Director of Media, Action Democratic Party. Good morning, Kayode.
Yeah, good morning. How are you there in Abeokuta?
All right, Kayode, why do you think we need all this argument about which of the elections should come first? Why are politicians scared? Why are political parties wary about a timetable?
Now, you must understand that this is politics, and most people don't know that election does not start on election day. Election starts several days before the election day. The National Assembly members are aware what it means to be in an election, to run on the same day with the president, or to have the president to run first. Of course, a whole lot of things have been said about this, but one thing that is clear is that, yes, they may be doing it for self-reasons, but the fact remains that what they are doing is also very good for our democracy.
How?
You will realize, yes, you will realize that if you go to election and you vote the president first, there is always a bandwagon effect. Every other election will follow that pattern. Having known that the president has won, whether from APC, whether from PDP, whether from Action Democratic Party, as soon as the party wins, then the people vote all others to follow that line. That has always been the situation. And that is why I think that even while INEC announced the election schedule, we at the Action Democratic Party immediately wrote to INEC and called a press conference to say no, it shouldn't go that way. That was even before the National Assembly began their own discussions at all. Now you will discover that when we were coming in to this stage in 2015, the election was a bandwagon one. A whole lot of people wanted President Muhammadu Buhari at that time. And so they went for presidential election and National Assembly. You will discover that everywhere people didn't want to know who was running for the Senate or for House of Representatives. They were looking for the party that President Muhammadu Buhari was going to run under. And they were compressing there. And so people did not even know who their senator to be was, or who their House of Rep member was going to be. It was such a bad one that you slaughter you slaughter credibility for bandwagon, you know. And that is why if you consider it carefully, I think every Nigerian should support what the National Assembly is doing at this point, because it will return democracy back to the people. When the House of the National Assembly members will have to go and contest on their own quality, on their own credibility, each person will have to campaign for himself. Each person will have to contest by himself and win his own election, you know, and then the others will follow. And after then, it means that the president himself must work hard. Now, this is the other angle to it. Before now, those who are contesting for national elections, they work for the president. They campaign for the party in their constituencies. They work hard to mobilize people to vote for them in their political party. And by so doing, they are naturally working for the president, who sits whether in Kano, in Kaduna, or in Abuja, and enjoying the booty. But now, what is going to happen is that the president must support. That is the angle to it by the assembly members themselves. The president will need to support the House of Reps member, aspirant or candidate, or the Senate senatorial candidate or aspirant must support him or her fully from the beginning. The work must be done together. The president will not just.
Now, Kayode, why did we just suddenly realize that there is a bandwagon effect? We've been doing this since 2003. Four elections have gone after that.
They realized it because the popularity of President Muhammadu Buhari is waning. The popularity is not there. And they are sure that his popularity or lack of popularity may rub off on their own political fortune too. So they want to separate. You know, what they are trying to do, they may be self, you may describe it as being self-centered, you may describe it as self-interest. But of course, that you know that self-interest is not a problem. Selfish interest is the problem. You know, self-interest and selfish interest. Yeah, what is happening now, you may call it self-interest, but it is going to help all of us. They discovered that that party, the APC, has failed in the promises that it made to the people. They discovered that President Muhammadu Buhari is also failing. You remember that Nigerians were made to reject President Goodluck Jonathan because he was unable to take care of the people in Borno State and Yobe and all those areas, especially when the girls were kidnapped. And now, you have the same story of the herdsmen terrorizing people everywhere, killing people, many people. So the same story is happening. If you recollect, this perception problem happened to President Jonathan between 2013 and 2014. This is also happening to President Muhammadu Buhari in 2017 and 2018. Are you getting my point? So they knew that if they were going to run on the same platform with President Muhammadu Buhari on
So,
They
Kayode,
want to separate themselves. Yes.
you are also agreeing that President Muhammadu Buhari is also one of the targets for this.
No, there's no doubt. There's no doubt. That's why I told you that they have their self-interest. But it may not be selfish. It may be self-interest. It may not be selfish. But you see, their self-interest is that they want to return to the Senate. They want to return to the lower chamber. And they will not return if, for example, if you are from Benue, are you sure they are going to vote APC there? If they are not going to vote APC in that place, and you are contesting as a senator on the same platform with President Buhari, have you not lost already before election? But if we are running under APC, and your election is separated from President Buhari's election, if you are a good man, if you have performed rightly, you may likely have the support of the people. You carry your own cross by yourself, and the people may on your basis. And that's why we are still many people are talking about independent candidacy, But now, the thing is targeting President Buhari, not because they hate him, but because they do not want their own destiny to be attached to the destiny of somebody who has lost popularity with the people.
All right, now, Kayode, let us talk about these members themselves. How many of them can actually beat their chest and boast about their achievements ever since they become senator or member of House of Rep in this dispensation, the 8th Assembly? Would that even augur well for their electoral fortunes in the 2019 elections?
Yeah, that's why I told you that it's self-interest. Our self-interest doesn't have any problem. They have their own interest. They want to win the election. They want to return.
That's what I'm saying. Place that side by side with what they have done. That's what I'm saying. What have they done to even showcase to the people that they can be elected?
A whole lot of them in that assembly will not return. Let me tell you, if President Buhari had been so popular as he was before 2015, they would have stuck to the INEC election because they will get him back by bandwagon effect. They will not have opposed whatever he's doing. They would have stood by him so as to ride on the same horse with him.
Now,
they are trying to separate them.
Now this bandwagon effect that we have talked about, that is at the national level, that's what we are doing. Let's look at it at the state level. We have similar situation. Once you have somebody voted in, or a political party voted in as governor in the state, then it has the bandwagon effect from the submission on the houses of assembly and other issue. So what do we do at the state level then?
Dele is the same. Look at it like this way. What we are saying is that conduct the elections at the lower level first. Conduct the executive later. If you conduct the state house of assembly before the governorship election, you will discover that political parties from different angles will win elections. ADP will win, PDP will win, APC will win, any other party will also win. But if you conduct the executive election first, you are likely to have one party just taking the whole majority. And this is the problem we have been having, that we do not even have state assembly anywhere. What the members we have at state assemblies, what they just do is to rubber stamp the executive because they are members of the same party. And let me even take you here quickly. And this is what we are talking in Action Democratic Party. There is no political party. The governor immediately becomes the leader of the party. This is wrong. You saw what happened in South Africa. The party is strong. The political party is there. When you are rejected, you are sacked by the political party, you lose your office. And that is why the governor must operate under the party. But this is a situation where the governor sacks, the president sacks, you can see even in the national level, the president is appointing Ayodo to lead the reconciliation. Even the president that should do that, or the party. And that's why the man they have appointed to lead reconciliation is also an abuse party. So how would an abuse party get other abuse party to sit down on the same table? Did you listen to the national chairman of APC when Ayodo said then? If you read between the lines, you see that they will not agree.
Well, That's the problem of their own political party. So let's leave that for them to solve at this stage.
To come to what you are saying, what I'm saying is that it will be good for us to have the other elections first before the executive election, so that you can have a vibrant state house of assembly where the governors will not be able to do as they like at the places, where the governor will be able to listen to the assembly members, where the assembly members will be able to truly and fully represent their people. What we are having now is that you have an assembly member who does not represent his own people. He represents the governor. He represents the interest of the governor. He follows the interest of the governor. And where he fails to do this, the governor just gets the majority in the house to expel him or suspend him. You know, this is what we are facing. We are not having democracy.
All right, thank you.
We need to follow the other. We need to support the National Assembly.
Thank you very much, Kayode Jacobs, the National Director of Media, Action Democratic Party, speaking to us all the way from Abuja. All right, keep sending your messages, 32120, the short code, our Twitter handle at Rock City FM, and of course the Facebook. We'll attend to it almost immediately as it comes. We'll open the telephone lines at the other side of the program, but the messages, you can start sending them now. We are still trying to get some members of the National Assembly, our representatives here in Ogun State, who voted. Let's get their positions and why that is so. But let's start reacting to what Kayode has said, a whole lot of things. He supports that move. He believes that the members of the National Assembly are separating bandwagon effect, where once you have the executive election comes up and they win, yes, every other election follows, at least the majority, that can be confirmed from election results, really follow that same pattern. But if everybody is asked to carry his own cross by itself, maybe those who believe that each state houses of assembly are rubber stamps may now have the real sense of check and balance in the legislative and executive. Let's look at a situation where first legislative elections will be conducted, either the House of Assembly, House of Reps and Senate will be conducted the same day, and they will now have the presidential and governorship election conducted the same way. Remember, today is the 14th day of February, so that means we have just about 12 months and 2 days for the first election. Less than 12 months.
Today is 15.
Today is 15, exactly. So that means we have less than 12 months and a day to the first election. And in political calendar, you have to take 6 months away from that. So that means we have less than 6 months and a day, really. For everybody who is interested to get everybody. Okay, messages, calls now. Okay, let's begin to take your calls. 08098687344, 09091469670. Somebody is there waiting.
Good morning.
Thank you, sir.
Good morning.
Good morning, Dele. Good morning, Tobi. My name is Dr. Nkong. Dele, I beg you. I know I'm not a member of staff of editorial board of 101 now. Yes. But maybe you should extend this 2 minutes a bit. We are now in the political era where there are a lot of fallacies. People are coming to say a lot of things, disjointed syllogism, that we have to respond a bit more.
We'll look into that, Dr. Nkong, so that we can have your 2 minutes. We'll look into that.
Yes. You are actually didn't. You got him to a point, and as a politician, he jumped. It worked for Obasanjo. Why, if they knew, why are they changing now? If they knew that Jonathan was going to have a bad publicity, why did they change it? The issue is very clear. Very, very clear. What they want to do is not because they love us. It's because they believe that by doing that, they are going to increase the party APC for this time, not PDP. APC, so that they can be supported, so that they can be backed up by the party machinery. Some of them who are dead woods in of course, someone like Saraki may not even win if he goes back again. So what are you going to do is to twist the arm of the executive, who is going to win anyway, and then you have that, so this is supporting me, we will support you. That is the only thing. It has nothing to do with anything. But that does not win election. saw it. Jonathan came, he used the same method. Obasanjo, those others do not matter. Nigerians are wiser. They think we are fools. We are wiser. We don't allow those things again. What can you offer us? We are not going to vote for you because you are from an APC. We are going to anywhere. We are going to ask questions, silent questions. So they are just wasting their time. And I'm sure that the president will not attend to that because that is not.
Thank you very much.
About it. Thank you very much.
All right, thank you. Our guest mentioned it. He said self-interest and selfish interest, the two to work at the National Assembly over this issue. Hello, good morning. 32120, that's where to send your short code to. And the Twitter handle is at Rock City FM. Yes, sir, good morning.
Hello, Mr. Dele.
Thank you, sir.
Hello, Mr. Tobi.
Good morning.
I am Ola Oluwabi. I'm calling from Basala. I want to say, why do the acting reign and the people imagine this thing? People do not want their feathers to be ruffled at all. And everything, it is give and take. It is consensus. Why the uproar against the outside timetable? It is unfortunate when the country is trying to come back to sanity. Some people are there to thwart and upset the acts of the club. The old order of holy elections continues to be our own dream. It is fingered, abysmally so, in the category of men we presently have in our different houses of assembly and national assembly. Also, the old order presents us a fallacy known in logic as argument to add opposition, which shows up bad wagon as the man has highlighted and snub appeal. That is, it arouses the enthusiasm, appeal and desire of the multitude and also associated attempts of something with desirable things. Now I want to say, wherever this organization goes, the proponents of this new something in the assembly again, if they are not sincere, will be caught also in their own game or in their own web. Then they discover to their shaggy that their jokes are falling flat. But in all the new order, now that they have altered the issue, thank you very much.
All right, thank you. 32120 for messages. Good morning.
Good morning, Dele.
Thank you.
Tobi, good morning.
Good morning.
Yeah, this is the voice of the silence and pusher.
Your name, sir?
Yeah, John Dabi from Abeokuta.
Okay, John.
All right, thank you very much. Well, in reference to the Senate's latest move of reordering the 2019 post timetable, well, I don't see any reason why they should go about the whole thing. I mean, we all know what happened past 1999 elections and 2003. Whether from top to bottom or bottom to top, it doesn't really matter. I mean, irrespective of any perceived sinister motive or mission by the lawmaker or whatever it is. I mean, timetable is timetable. I mean, the INEC committee, of course, has the constitutional right to organize, plan and conduct elections in Nigeria. But should not be without checks and balances. I mean, this same INEC commission's chairman is then appointed by the executive. I mean, there's a particular speculation that the current INEC chairman is relative to the president. I mean, I don't know how true that is, but whichever way it is, I don't see any form of public outcry in this whole thing. If the INEC made the timetable and lawmaker is trying to check and balance everything, I don't see anything there. Timetable is timetable. The most important thing is that people are the ones who will decide the fate of their government in the next 4 years. I mean, since 2019. I mean, whether we accuse the lawmakers, lawmakers now, the Senate, of riding on the popularity of the president and into the chambers. I mean, election. But probably whatever must have gone wrong, and they feel that the election should come first. Well,
Thank you.
There's the popularity.
Thank
so there's nothing wrong there. The president or whoever should not be concerned about the whole thing. Everybody should just get the popularity.
Thank you, Sir John. Obviously, it shows that you're not a politician. Hello.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Good morning, sir.
Thank you. We can hear you clearly.
My name is Dr.
Go on, Godfrey. Your 2 minutes is counting.
I want to ask a question, sir.
Godfrey, we can hear you. Go on.
Before the vice president is not possible. And Gatania command that court
a parade before the TRT. It's not possible. The governor took a letter to court them before the president. If the president don't come, everybody will have to get name. You set up this debate last time. Majority carried the vote. Many of us said that governor took a letter to court them before the president. Just like that.
All right, thank you, Godfrey. 0991469670. Somebody, good morning. Thank you,
Good
sir.
morning.
Yeah, good morning, Tobi. Hello?
Yes, we can hear you.
My name is Tuesday. I'm calling from Abeokuta. But Dele, you see, in politics, there is no permanent enemy. What we have is permanent interest. So this issue of self-interest or selfish interest can be caught when we have the state and national assembly being run on pattern basis and make it less attractive. Let us say the fact. Maybe we should do something to amend the constitution to pave way for that. We really want to win business. So, talking in terms of running from president down the drain, this is not the first time. I'm sorry for if you collect. We did something like that before, the whole process was completed by the army when we wanted to.
Yeah, that's why we are asking the question, why the need for this crisis and uproar now?
Because we're simply selfish and selfish advertisement, self-interest, purely. That is the simple truth. Thank you. Good morning.
0809868734, short code number 32120. That's where you send your message. You just type ROCK first, leave a space, type whatever you want to say there, and forward it to that number 32120. Twitter handle is also there for you to use. Is at Rock City.
All right, let's quickly take some of the tweets. Today, Kafilipe sent in this one. Change and dynamism. Dynamism is the only thing constant in life. We should build institutions and not individuals. That has been a major hindrance to our collective socioeconomic and political development. We all act on selfish instinct. All right. Tim Bells tweeted this. Someone should please explain why our president cannot resign after all the corruption that has taken place in his regime. And he went for that. The former Minister of Petroleum released a huge amount of money. The EFCC have recovered a lot of money thanks to the whistleblowers, but Nigeria is still in debt. Why? Adebo says they are working for their own interests. And moreover, INEC is an independent body. They should do it the way it should be. Alright, thank you for the tweets. Keep tweeting at Rock City FM. And of course, short code message is also available. 32120 is the number. Hello, who's on the line?
Hello, good morning, sir.
Morning.
From Dele.
Alright, Fabumi, you can call back if you are lucky.
Good morning.
Morning.
My name is Alaji Ayonuga Power from my B2.
Alright, thank you for calling.
Kì í ṣe táwọn ọ̀pọ̀ wọn dọ̀rẹ́. Ìhun tó pa wọ́n ọ̀pọ̀ ń tú ọ̀ka lọ́wọ́. Ìhun tó pa wọ́n ọ̀pọ̀ ń tú ọ̀ka. Ìhun tó pa wọ́n ọ̀pọ̀ á tú ọ̀ka. Dáhùn gbàgbàdì, ìdí gbàgbàdì.
Alright. Alaja, you didn't end it. I expect the last line. Alright, the next call. Good morning. Hello.
Hello.
Thank you, sir. Good morning.
Yes, good morning. My name is Daryl, and I'm calling from Abeokuta. On this issue, what I would like to say is that our politicians or our leaders have an agenda, and that agenda is for their selfish interest. They do not have the interest of the electorate. They do not have the interest of decision. All they want to do is to put in place plans that will continually favor them. And so that is why I don't trust them on this matter. Whatever the reason they may have, whether for or against, it is for their own selfish interest. And the earlier we realize this, the better for everyone. Thank you and good morning.
Good morning, too. Hello, somebody. Good morning. Hello, you are there. Good morning, sir. All right, 0909146967. Good
Hello,
morning.
good morning.
Thank you.
Hello.
Good morning.
Hello, Mr. Lai, good morning. Mr. Ayodo, good morning.
Good morning. Tobi and
Now, Benson, I
Ayodo.
calling from
Thank you.
Jaco as usual.
All right, Mr.
I've listened
Benson.
to all the commentators and I've watched the action of our National Assembly members. The question I want to ask is it possible to bring these people that are representing us to come and even talk to us on your radio? After we have breath in this opinion, they have senators, and they did not even give the input of all their voters that sent them there. And the only thing I can also say is my recommendation that National Assembly to be part-time and also be attached to the state legislative arm of government. It is, we let them go and stay in Abuja without any responsibility to the state electors. And it's making them to behave
Benson, can you address the
responsible for
topic,
their
sir?
wages and all their emoluments, and they will be going there from the state of assembly.
Mr. Adia, I want you to address the topic. Why do you think this uproar about election change is
It's
necessary?
because of selfishness. People have said it, they are selfish. They want to go back, they know most of them cannot even get the ticket for their second term. Go back. Like my senator here, whatever it's called, Dada, Senator Dada. We've never had anything from him. Although he was doing far better than the Ayodo that we had before him. We knew him. He did a lot of community projects. This band that is there now, nobody knows him in this way. And that's the way it is. Across the length and breadth of the state, we need to restructure and make sure it is only the state assembly that can send their members to the National Assembly on a dime basis, and it will be reporting to the state assembly.
All right, thank you, sir.
That are representing the state.
Thank you.
All issues. That is my recommendation.
Thank
What
you.
we are doing now is just to empower and enrich.
Thank you. We are through your 2 minutes, sir. Thank you. Hello. Hello.
Hello, good morning.
You are on. Good morning. Hello. All right. Let's check out the other line of message. Good morning.
Good morning. Hello, good morning.
Yes, good morning.
Thank you very much. Tobi, good morning.
Good morning.
From Tascona area.
Thank you for calling.
We're talking about the sequence, not you.
Yes.
Yes. I said it yesterday the National Assembly politicians have hidden agenda. Otherwise, what concerns them is changing that sequence.
No, they are also contesting. They are contesting the election.
As far as any sequence, put up behind it. Go to it. This is the first assembly. They are too politically conscious. They don't think of people who would lecture them. They are thinking of themselves. They want them to conduct their own election so that they can be comfortable and maneuver other elections. No! INEC is supposed to be independent. By that name, by constitution, it is independent. So let it remain like that. It should not interfere. And if the president refuses to accept to that amendment and they want to use that veto, INEC should go to court and counter them and fight them to cancel it.
All right.
God bless Nigeria.
All right, God bless you too. Thank you for your contribution. This message is for, okay, we have a caller. Hello.
Hello, good morning. How are you?
You're fine. Who's on the line?
I am Emoki from Ayodo.
All right, thank you.
What is happening now, I have seen it as a good omen for democracy and a good omen for 2019. Now, this time thinking now, a party that doesn't even believe that they can win, they may be winning 1, 2, 3
forces depending on the quality of the person being brought up. We have a lot of brilliant people that are supposed to be in government now, but because of the party they belong to, they are just unable to get there. So individual recognition, individual quality, individual excellence will not be brought in. It will not be a bandwagon as a president has won. So all members, the rat and the cook and what have you will be winning. No, it is okay as these people have actually they may be having their own service agenda or whatever. But what they have done is a good movement for Nigeria, for democracy, and for 2019. God bless us. God bless us.
Thank you too. Mercedes?
All right, this one from Ade simply says conducting legislative elections, state and national, before governorship and presidential elections is the best option. Outcome of presidential election always have negative effects on candidates of political parties that lost presidency in other elections, giving more chances to candidates of party that won presidency for connectivity at the federal level. Ade sent in that message. All right, let's quickly check out more tweets. This one is coming from Yemi Philip Da Vinci. A to Z, same noni, like Ababa will say. Mr. Jacobs has hit the nail on the head with his submissions. Alright, keep the tweet coming at Rock City FM. Tim Bells tweeted this. Why the elected candidates are not subject to their respective political party is a mystery to me. Since we know the truth, why suffer to lie? Dalani Robert says the party fund is state fund in your hands, but commendable for facilitating the release. Excess crude oil fund is entitlement. Budget support fund is a payback. The best word is facilitating all this for the state, but kudos for doing this. Most states will probably collapse without it. Okay, I don't know exactly what the Robert is talking about. That has nothing to do with what we are discussing this morning. Well, thank you nonetheless. Keep tweeting at Rock City FM, and of course, short code number remains 32120. Do you have a caller? Hello, good morning.
I don't know whether you hear me very clear.
Yes, we got you, Godfrey. Thank you very much. We got you. Hello, next call.
Good morning.
Morning.
Yeah, my name is Kanjim Solobi. I'm calling from Bethlehem. Although I came in late, I couldn't get your program very well because the discussion of the people. And I learned maybe what we are trying to discuss is the timetable change by the House of the Rep and the Senate or something.
Why the noise about it?
There's nothing, my brother. I don't know why noise. Why this? That is the best thing, my brother. That is the best thing. The minute they do the presidential election, it affects the all election again. So the best, and that was what I was saying last week Friday on Baba. One of the reasons why I agree with where I concur with the Kalu and others. Baba changed it. Baba changed that. This system has been there for the longest. Baba changed it. So sweet. PDP that time. And immediately Baba win the election, he said if he and Yaba are both, the election has been counted. What does that mean? That means the election is going to be rigged. So the best way, the best thing is what these people have done. The best thing so far. And I want it to stay like that. Thank you very much.
Okay, one call more. That will be it for this segment. We'll be back after the 10 o'clock news, but let's have this call. Hello.
Hello?
Yes, sir.
Good morning.
Morning.
Dele and Tobi, good morning.
Good morning. Your 2 minutes is counting.
Hello?
Go on, please.
Okay, yes. To me, the problem is that now they have flaws in their own eyes, trying to remove specks in other people's eyes. From where you know that you cannot get this, when you see their seat always empty, about 3/4 of the seat is empty. So those people that they want trying to collect other people, other agencies, they want to do the function of the presidency now. Yes, they could call the INEC to explain why the articles are in that.
But to just come here to take over the day-to-day running of INEC is very wrong. The same thing with the presidency. They are complaining about presidency, but they can't help them. They can't control themselves. And by the time the citizens, British, this in the UK Parliament, it is all very uncomfortable. But you everywhere it will be full, so it will be filled up. But yeah, with the comfort and everything, they will not come. And they will start seeing people's other agencies' problems. I don't see anything wrong with it, but they should have got an to them, not that they will just change it, because it's like a policy issue. To me, it's a day-to-day running of this function. So that is like interference to me. Thank you.
That will be it for this segment. We will be back after the 10 o'clock news.
I bought a one-way ticket.
Okay, that will be too much. One-way ticket. I'm not sure there is any of them who went to Abuja with a return ticket, really.
Well, they are never sure of their return tickets. But I think if this sequence or order of elections will be followed, and of course it will stay and stand the test of time, many of them may not get their return ticket.
Alright, yes, welcome back. Daybreak Show on Rock City 101.9 FM here in the city of Abeokuta. This is the voice of the people, citizens from this morning, looking at events as it affects or will affect the February 16 general election. The timetable as released by the Independent National Electoral Commission is that the presidential election will come first. That's February 16, to be followed by the governorship election. Of course, the presidential election at National Assembly will come up same day. But the thinking or the move by the National Assembly is that no, the presidential election should actually come last. The legislative elections should come first, followed by governorship and the presidential election. Various positions have been taken. It led to an uproar at the Senate chamber yesterday where according to over 50 senators staged a walkout because the Senate president refused a debate on that issue, saying that a committee was set up and the report of that committee is just to harmonize the position of the lower house of representatives, which has before now also agreed that that timetable should be changed. We earlier at the beginning of the program spoke with Kayode Jacobs, who is the National Director of Media Action Democratic Party. He is in support of that move, and he says different reasons. One of such is the selfish interest of the National Assembly members and the self-interest of the National Assembly, actually saying it will stop bandwagon effects pattern of voting when we first have presidential elections, executive elections, which in turn will rub off on all other elections, leading to those who are actually not qualified to get votes, getting votes, also benefiting from the sweat of the earlier election. In actual fact, I've been trying to get some members, really. Senator Bola Ondada, we've actually been trying to see if we can speak to him. Also, Honorable Adekunle Kinlade. If they respond, if we get them, we will have them online. Let's continue with the call. 0809-86-87344 and please. Thank you.
Hello?
Good morning. We can hear you. Your 2 minutes is counting.
Yes, it is counting, but this issue, sir, our National Assembly, it should allow the INEC to do its duty. Look, Nigeria expects everybody to do its duty. Do they want to take up the work of the INEC?
INEC must work on the laid down paper constitution. INEC is a creation of the constitution.
Yes.
So they cannot work from the air. They work with papers presented, given to them.
What we are saying is that the INEC is an independent body.
That's what I'm saying. It's an independent body that will have to work with what the constitution is saying.
Are they not working with what the constitution is saying? They are to arrange for the.
They are not the one who will make the law. They are to follow the law.
They are
before you begin to.
No, I'm trying to let you understand the story. That's what I'm trying
Go
to
ahead.
do.
Go ahead. Make your point.
You think I don't understand?
Make your point, sir.
Understand?
Just make your point, sir.
What we are saying is that the INEC is an independent body.
Yes.
Nigeria expects everybody to do its duty. The National Assembly, there are areas of job for them to do than dealing with other people's function. Do they want to be INEC?
Again, I also have to come in there. Part of their job is to make laws.
There's no need for this uproar in the National Assembly. Let the INEC timetable stand.
All right. Well, maybe you don't.
This is our National Assembly. They are our problem. What is their problem now? Let them go back and sit down in their places.
All right. Thank you.
Quite honestly, on this occasion, you don't have to agree with the law. That's what we are asking, whether we agree, whether it is their job. That is actually their job to make the laws.
And what they've done is to amend the
So that's what the INEC cannot work on their own. They cannot create the law. So they work, they implement the law. Somebody has suggested it. As a Nigerian, if you don't like what the law, the provision of the law is saying or what they are trying to do, you cannot challenge that. But to say it's not their business, that's what I'm trying to say. In actual fact, that is their business. You may not agree with how they are doing their business or what they have done on their business. But their business. Good morning.
Hello, good morning, Dele and Tobi.
Thank you, sir.
I am calling from Obantu.
Good morning.
Good morning.
The law, I would rightly agree. But then, it is there in the Constitution that INEC has the power to arrange, to fix elections. It is there solely in the Constitution, maybe section 7, 8 or 7, I don't know. So what is the duty? Well, we know the senators also, they are to make the laws. But INEC too has the powers to arrange and fix elections. So you see, this whole saga, I think the presidency will have to go to either the Supreme Court or the highest court in the country to really pursue this case. Also, in their house there was no quorum formed, and again the chairman of that committee did not sign the final report and say that they say the presidency should act on it. I bet you the presidency will never. And again, our elections in this country from 1999 has taken a sort of stand. Then from 2015, they started this arrangement, and that was the first time an incumbent governor was dethroned. So, which was very good for this country. So why are we trying to rearrange the whole thing? Why not let the thing that jettison the incumbency? Why not let it stay? Why are they cheating? They are cheating. They are afraid. Thank you, my brother.
Thank you. I'm sure you met incumbent president the first time, and it's the incumbent.
Hello, good morning. Hello, sir.
You are on. Good morning.
Yes, I thought that I'm not an independent candidate, independent force. Are you with me, sir?
Yes, we are.
So what I'm only trying to get out from there is that everybody wants to wait to going to favor him. Because something was going is good. Because I'm only telling you, believe it from me. Everybody there, they are going to that place. I wonder what they are going to tell us when they are campaigning again. So that is why they want to find a way to make it easy for themselves. Because I wonder why particular people who they are not supposed to close in their own affairs. And they are going there using the power because of the power they are giving to them. And make them to say this is how it's going to be. May God help Nigeria.
All right. Quickly again, Tobi, I think it's important to further explain this. Yes, INEC is independent. It is an independent agency, independent in the way it carries out its function. But INEC is a creation of the Constitution. So INEC cannot work without a constitutional guide. So that is the issue. The fact, first of all, there will be a constitutional provision telling INEC what to do. But how INEC goes about doing it, like Babari I said, yes, it's INEC's duty to arrange. the election, but that is because the constitution did not mention so. So if the National Assembly are getting smart to now insert it, make it a constitutional provision. So why are they doing that? That's the question we are asking. Why do you think that is necessary? But for anybody to say they don't have the right, please, that would be erroneous. They have the rights.
Yes,
that's actually their job.
Yeah, what the National Assembly simply did was to just amend the Electoral Act, which is the manual that INEC has to follow.
Exactly. So
they are bound to follow the Electoral Act. So that is it.
Where their independence is in how they implement those acts, in what they do daily, in who will do it. That should be independent without any interference. Good morning. Hello. Hello, you're on 32120 for short code messages. We'll soon check them out.
Good morning. God bless you too.
My name is Prince Sawyer. I'm calling from Boston. Well, as the INEC has the constitutional as independent body, and the National Assembly and the House of Representatives, they have the right to amend the constitution at any particular time that they feel that they need to amend that constitution. You can remember in 1999 is the only election that we had that is very, 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 very conducive and accepted by the people of this country. The INEC have to conduct local government elections, they conduct the House of Assembly, the governor, that is the first election they conducted. And the local government election is the last election. Since then, there was nothing like that. This time around, if the National Assembly and the House of Representatives can include the local government election into it, it could have been better. And then we move forward boys and this. Thank you very much. God bless you.
Thank you.
God bless you too.
Hello, somebody. Good morning.
My name is Alan. I'm calling from Abuja.
Thank you.
Let me firstly say that all that people have been saying are in order. Everybody will have his interest to protect. In Nigeria, the interest is not about the generality of people, it's about individuals. Once I have my interest satisfied, so be it, and I less bother about what happens to others. The gameplay must put into consideration the masses who are going to go out to vote. It is now being stated for 3 times. That is, I think, it's another bone of contention. We used to have it 2 weeks. 1 week for whether the House of Assembly, the other one is for the presidency and governorship election. Now, as you are mentioning this morning, they are splitting it for 3 times. I think it's a bone of contention that Nigerians should stand to challenge. Why then wasting our time? When we will be staying in the sun and if it is raining time under the rain, and then we will not be fed and nothing will come to our pocket as a result of displaying our franchise rights. That one should be a bone of contention for all of us. Even not slating that of the presidency as to be the last one. We know that it is interest and everybody is fighting for the interest. We must consider the masses whose time is going to be taken and whose economic activity will be going to be affected when it is extended beyond 2 times. Thank you. Good morning.
All right, thank you too. Just as Alana have said, everybody, once you have the locals, once you have the evidence proof that tax decision will affect you directly or maybe indirectly, negatively, you have the right to challenge it. You have the right to go to court. That's what Alana just said, and that's what Nigerians do not usually do. Yes. Okay. Hello. Morning.
Hello, good morning.
Thank you.
Taiwo from Ishiro. Taiwo from Ashero.
Thank you, Taiwo.
I want to believe that what the National Assembly has done is not bad. But what we should do now is that everybody should put their hands on that to ensure that we have a free and fair election. If the election is free and fair and we delve more into electronic voting, that we make it so transparent, there won't be issue. So I want to say that we have not done anything bad. Thank you.
All right, thank you. Let's quickly do justice to the tweets. We have someone already on the line. All right, let's take this. Hello, good morning.
Please speak up, please.
I strongly stand with the position of the Senate. Whoever is admitted of fear, do not even contest. Come to 19, we said if you are sure of yourself, come out. Nobody is stopping for contest. But that will not change the position of the Senate. And I even expect them to have finished the law, have endorsed it, and let's start working on it. There's no any alarm. They should relax their mind. They don't have any problem. Good morning.
All right,
Yes,
good
please.
morning. Thank you. Let's start with the tweets now. This one says, "Good morning. My take on this issue is that the political class is BIG, Bedfellows Interest Group. The National Assembly is avaricious to be in power perpetually. There shall be massive cross-carpeting before 2019. That's billionaire G. Shafe. Delani Roberts says, "You can't blame the youth. Many are 30, yet live with their parents, even those that okay. Your tweet has nothing to do with what we are discussing anyway, Delani Roberts, but we'll take it. You're saying that many of the youth are 30 and yet live with their parents, even those that don't are struggling daily. Some of them will make great leaders. So would you expect them to risk whatever little they have to venture into the murky waters that is Nigerian politics? It is disheartening to see a state governor who is supposed to be the security chief of the state crying out for help." Oshimiwa Fatai says the game is more clearer. The only things that unite them most is corruption. As presidency refused to play ball, what do you expect them to do? Yemi Philip Da Vinci, I personally support the reshuffle of the order of the polls. It is a political new fight that will not say that the order of elections affects the outcome of the polls. I would love to have the legislative elections first, then governorship and presidential afterwards. This will allow us focus more on the legislature, which we need to make sure we get right next elections. Of course, the National Assembly members don't want to be unevenly yoked to President Buhari, whose electability, especially in the South, is suspect, but who is deceiving them? They can win on their own merit. Ogun State has 9 House of Reps and 3 Senate members. How many have contributed to public discourse or affected the lives of the people for the better with their work? Well, I trust my Ogun Central people, Sha. That's Yemi Phillips Da Vinci tweeted all those. Akrede Camille says, "Funny how politicians try to instill bias in the minds of the people. It was INEC that proposed a sequence because it's their duty to do so. Members of the National Assembly saw that the proposed sequence wasn't going to favor them. They therefore amended it in such a manner as to favor them." Alright, that's it for the tweet for now. Let's check out the shortcode messages. This one says, "The senators make law briskly on the timetable, but they are not strict on the issue of concerning the masses. Why should they engage in changing our next timetable? Majority of them were accidental public servants, because we all know that PMB contributed to the emergence in 2015. INEC should use the law against the legislature veto, because I can see that they are only selfish." Honorable Manko Jisu from Funab sent in that. Olariwaju Kenny from Olomori says, "Good morning. My take on this issue is this. INEC is an independent body according to its name. I don't think it is necessary for them to send the order of election timetable to the National Assembly. What I expect them to do is to release timetable to the public at an appropriate time. By sending it to the Assembly means they themselves have undermined themselves, that they are no longer independent." Well, I think you have the issue of the independence of INEC misconstrued. Even the chairman of INEC has to be nominated.
It has to be nominated, and it's a question of the constitution. You are mixing the independent thing.
And confirmed even by the Senate.
So it's not anybody that will just elect or appoint chairman or even the rep themselves. No.
1999 Constitution without prejudice conferred on INEC the powers to organize and appoint dates of elections. Neither the executive nor National Assembly should dabble into it. INEC should go to court to assert its independence, lest the electoral system be compromised. Cosmos from the People Center sent in that. Oloide Ismail sent in this one. Sincerely, I do not think what the National Assembly is doing has contravened any law in Nigeria. As a matter of fact, the ordering of the sequence of election, as it were, as enshrined in Section 25 of the Electoral Act, is in the following order: 25, subsection 1A, Senate and House of Representatives election; 25, subsection 1B, presidential election; and subsection 1C, State House of Assembly and governorship elections. However, it is worthy of note that the fusion of the National Assembly election and the presidential election by INEC could be challenged because of the Electoral Act, which did not fuse them together. Alright, that's Oloide Ismail. Olajide Oyekola says, I think the system will help our democratic nature. It is an opportunity for us to choose our leaders, and it's better to do the executive election second. That's Olajide Oyekola from Ojota. Alright, I think many still don't have the facts as regards the sequence of the elections. Let me quickly remind you that the presidential election will be coming last. What comes first is the National Assembly election. Alright,
That's the new proposal.
that is the new proposed order. So the National Assembly election will come first, and then it will be followed by the governorship and State House of Assembly, and then the presidential election will come last.
So
Alright.
that's the proposed arrangement for now. Okay. More messages?
Okay, I think we just go to the call. So 0809-868-7344.
Morning, sir.
Good morning. My name is Kabir. I'm calling from Ayodo Garage.
Thank you.
Actually, today, the step taken by the National Assembly has shown that we don't even have interest of the masses at heart. But if they are sure of their performances and they believe that they've done what they are supposed to do, having been sent there by the masses to represent them in their various constituencies, I believe there shouldn't be any brouhaha or any cause for alarm regarding this. If most of them don't have the mindset that it becomes rided on the popularity of the president that favored their election as a 2016, then I don't think they should be taking a step that is only for their own interest, not for the masses. Why can't they take some steps that some emergency decisions that affect the masses when we are in recession, when there are issues that affect the masses? They don't do that. But now, because of issues that affect their own election or being re-elected, they are saying that they want to change it. I beg to disagree, because it's not for the masses' interest, for their own selfish interest. Thank you.
Alright, thank you.
Alright, thank you.
Hello, good morning.
The radio, deal with the radio, please.
Okay, sorry. My name is Dr. Matthew,
Thank you, sir.
and I'm calling from Barabekuta. Dele,
Yes, sir.
yes, you please do us a favor. Can you invite a constitutional lawyer to come and clear this issue as regards the history of the system by the National Assembly? Because the Constitution is so straightforward on this matter. I was watching proceedings at the National Assembly, Senate to be precise. You need to see the way the Senate president sort of maneuvers, the whole proceedings in favor of the Senate. This is not what we are saying. As a result of this decision now, we have been able to disrupt the process. A situation where you vote for 1 or 2 days, they are now extending it to 3. You know what happens anytime you go to voting? There is a complete shutdown in the economy.
and this guy, you are increasing it with another one whole day. Please invite a constitutional lawyer, and let us, I'm sure the Attorney General of the Federation is preparing his papers. We have to go to court. God bless Rocky. God bless
Tomaki, before you go quickly, I'm sure you still remember 1979 and 83. What was the order of election?
I wouldn't want to bother myself about
All
that.
right, okay,
I'm talking about the National Assembly acting in unity to the other and extend sequence of elections.
Thank you, sir. Okay, thank you. Hello, sir. Hello.
Hello?
Good morning.
I'm speaking from Command. I just want to appreciate your effort there. And I want to believe that you are sitting on a hot seat there in the studio there. Because I've been listening to a number of corrections that you have been making there. What the National Assembly members have done is nothing strange. They have done something that is constitutional right. I even expect them, if to say they are saying arrangement, in such a way that even the local government elections to be conducted by the independent National Electoral Commission, so that it be add to the fairness of the election. I cannot imagine the way people react saying that the National Assembly members have done something that was to suit their purpose. That is not the case. The National Assembly have done something that is constitutional right. They have to hand over what is the decide upon in terms of the constitutional law to the INEC. I cannot imagine the way people are trying to interpret. I appreciate you a lot.
All right, thank you. Okay, thank you. Morning.
Yeah, I have
Hello.
hello.
Okay, go on.
I don't know what makes our people not to understand National Assembly. Is it because since 1999 we haven't taken this decision to INEC, to National Assembly? INEC doesn't take decisions to INEC, to National Assembly before approving the timetable. We all know that what is going on in Nigeria today, everybody has his own self-interest. And if we go on with the normal timetable that INEC sends to us, definitely what father wants for their children is what is going to happen.
Yeah.
We are going out for the election and we should follow what National Assembly wants for us. And we should pray to God that we should choose the normal person for us. Thank you.
All right, thank you too. Morning, sir. Good morning. Let's go.
Messages and tweets. This particular one is from a day from Elega. If they change the timetable, would they be able to change the candidate's name? Their name should be target, not timetable or party. All right. That's Dave's opinion. Let's check out the tweets. This one from Kayode Jacobs says every party involved will do as they believe will favor them, as long as no law is being broken in the process. No need being overly sentimental about it. This is highly welcome. Oshimewa Fatai says, so Senate President won the game yesterday, but obviously he had lost the battle. And Oshimewa said, yesterday's uproar was an indication that there was a crack in Saraki's base. It is obvious that they may not be able to veto the amendments. Kayode Jacobs tweeted this, it was neither a plot, an execution of a grand plan, or an abortion of the initial proposal, but now the presidency in the same vein makes plans to alter the sequence in such a manner as to favor them, and suddenly their moves are being described with all these negative adverbs. Alright, Kayode Jacobs once again. Funny how politicians try to instill bias in the minds of the people. It was INEC that proposed a sequence because it's their duty to do so. Members of the National Assembly saw that the proposed sequence wasn't going to favor them. They therefore amended it in such a manner that would favor them. Alright, that was Kayode Jacobs. Alright, that's it for the tweets.
Okay, let's return to the call and see how many we
can
can
only take one more call.
Hello.
Good morning. My name is Omova.
Okay.
Yes, my contribution is the National Assembly is on call because it is an belief of the general people that whatever the National Assembly does, that they do it for their own self-interest. If INEC or ATS should go to court, they are going to lose hopefully because the National Assembly is doing their constitutional right, which I want all of us to know. That is my contribution. Thank you.
All right, let's just have the final call for the day. Good morning. That's the last call. Good morning.
Good morning, sir.
Thank you.
I'm Prince Ojo. I'm speaking from official again at Daybreak.
Let's go.
I support what INEC has done. They did their homework before arriving at dates fixed for the elections. I don't believe in the interference of the National Assembly. It is late. They are just trying to cause confusion. Because if really they are not trying to cause confusion, they will have there should have been communication between the INEC and the House of Assembly before arriving at a particular date. So that's just my contribution this morning.
All right, thank you for contributing. Just on the different platforms we offer you from Monday to Thursday. Keep the argument, the debate, the discussion on the social platform, Twitter handle Atrocity FM, the WhatsApp page, the short code, and of course tomorrow is the open day, that time in which you can express yourself, keeping to the rules of the game on the open day. Daybreak Show every Friday. Dele, Ayodo is my name. I say God bless you all. God bless Nigeria and God bless Rock City.
And I am Tobi Joseph. That is to have a wonderful day.